Hey everyone, welcome to the Bitcoin video. Today it is the 16th of June, 2020. It is about noon and an Eastern time zone, of course. Before I get into any of this, I just want to remind you all that this is not financial advice. I'm not your financial advisor. You are responsible for your own trades, managing your own risk, doing your own research, and I'm just giving my opinion on the market. Okay, so before we get into this, I just kind of want to, take a look and acknowledge that we are approaching the quad witching on the stock market. We are approaching the end of June. We've got futures that are going to be ending. I guess maybe taking a look at BitMEX. Let's see here. So we have futures. We have the June 26th futures that are getting ready to close. Lots of open interest is rolling into the September and the December futures. So we're keeping an eye on all of that stuff. It's really important for you to keep an eye on futures markets because, as we have found in traditional markets, there is a high degree of correlation between when these futures contracts expire and spikes in volatility just leading up to that. Okay, so again, just real quick, not financial advice. I'm not your financial advisor. You're responsible for your own trades, managing your own risk, doing your own research. I am just giving my opinion on the market. So let's go ahead and take a look at Bitcoin. All right, so we expect that Bitcoin is in the middle of a corrective phase. We have been keeping an eye on this. Let me just kind of zoom out on this guy right here and drill down. We're still keeping an eye on 8,800. We're still keeping an eye on that. So just to be fair, we're still watching down here. It could be that this rolls out a little bit further. Maybe this goes all the way out to the 22nd of June. We are still maintaining an eye, keeping an eye on this lower trend line that we have been keeping an eye on. All right, so let me just go out to the 3-hour time frame just to remind you all, this is the channel that we are in. We're looking for a test of this down here. If market geometry gets it right, we're going to be looking at the 23rd of June before we finally do hit the bottom of this. And we're going to make a determining factor. As you can see here, we have an arrow pointing up and an arrow pointing down. If we go down, we're going to be entering this lower channel. So this is going to be an expansion, right? An expansion channel. Just like we had an expansion to the upside, there's an expansion to the downside where we could still find ourselves all the way back down here at 6,400. It's still possible. We're keeping an eye on this macro support right here. We had support here. We had resistance. We broke through, had a little bit of support, then it launched. Okay, so if we come back down, we're going to be looking to this being the support, and that's going to be at about 7,400. Okay, so if we go down, this is where we're going to be looking for support. That's going to be sitting right there at the 618 to 65, based off of this swing low and this swing high. I've got it marked off real easy for you guys. The support down here is in red. The resistance is up there in green. And we have our intermediary support, which is right there at the golden zone, again, right at about 7,500. 7,500. If we go down there, I would expect that to be pretty significant support. Still remains to be seen whether we're going to get there. Still remains to be seen how long it's going to take for us to get there. But I do ultimately believe that that is the next stop if we break down out of this support. All right, so let's go ahead and go back to an hourly time frame. Let's drill in just a little bit more. All right, so we're taking a look at this being the top. We have, we have what we believe is going to be an A here. We go up for the B, and then we're going down for the C. I'm still refusing to believe that the C is in. So what I think is actually happening here is in the middle of this correction right here. So there's just a lot going on right here. Okay, so we're keeping an eye on this guy right there, trying to determine how this is correcting and where we're going to be kind of going from there. What I think is happening. All right, so let me just outline what I believe is happening here. I'm going to start removing some of this. So first off, we know that this is the 236 extension based on the pullback, the swing to the golden zone, and basically thinking that we're probably going to come back down here. And then we also know that this right here is based off of the pull down, the go up to the 618, our algo target is sitting down here, which hasn't been hit yet. Okay, I still believe, you know, we can pull this down here, and we can easily see based off of this move here, right? So if this is the A, we go up for the B. We're bouncing off of the 618 right now, so we know that there are some algos that are kicking in here. So this is what I think is happening. I'm just saying that so that I can remove some of this garbage from the chart, because it is just taking up a whole lot of space here. So let's pull this back. We can see again more confluence here at 86. You know, we have so much confluence in this area, both from the swing relationship from this move and the swing relationship from this move. And you know, we can again see based off of the our trend-based fib extension, right? We've got our swing here, and then our pullback. We're going to be looking at this right here. So I'm going to remove this. We're looking at this green box. This green box. I'm even going to go so far as to remove this guy here. Okay. I believe that we will come back down here. This video says bullish short term. So what does that mean? Okay. So here's what I'm thinking is going on with this last C move. I don't think it is done. So what I think is happening is we have basically an A, B, C into the A. We're working on the A, B, C into the B, and then we're going to go down for the C. And maybe we only come down here, okay? Very possible this move is done and we just go straight down here. Ultimately, I'm going to be waiting to get leveraged, waiting to get deeper into any positions until we come down here. How it gets down there, it still remains to be seen. I'm exposed as much as I'm willing to be exposed. If you're on the Discord, you know what I'm in. You know what I'm in if you're on the Discord. I'm waiting for us to come back down here. It would be fantastic if we came all the way back down to 86. You know, it would make sense for us to spike into this lower zone to kind of trap people. I've seen that happen many, many times, but we need to quickly bounce back into this. So if we get that reaction off of this zone, I'm going to be heavy in. Something else that I can see right here is the fact that we have a little bit of an expanding formation. So again, keeping an eye on this right here, assuming we have topped out, right? So looking at this from an expansion from up here, we have A, B, C, D, and then we would be coming down for the E down here. Again, it takes us right back into that zone, which we want to keep an eye on. And then we would see a nice move at least up to 98, right? But I think more than likely we're going to be seeing a move up and out of this. So we're talking about this being the C. All right, let's just say for a moment that this is what's going on. I'm going to remove this. And then let's say the E is going to be right down here. Say it's going to be right here at 8,700. Okay, so we'll take the trade at 87. Assuming that this is what happens. We still don't know. Where are we looking to get out? Again, this video is titled Bullish Short Term. I'm not planning on risking a whole lot there. I'm going to be looking to get out if it breaks down below this guy right here. This wick down here is going to be important. If this breaks, that means more likely than not we are going to be going lower. So I'm going to give myself a little bit of room, but not a lot. Okay, so we're talking about a 1.3%. I mean, maybe you want to risk 2%. If you want to keep it nice and even, risking 2% right there at about 85.35. Again, we're still looking for 8,700. If it goes $200 against you, you're probably wrong, so you should probably get out. So we're looking for this, and then where are we looking for a move to the upside? Okay, so if this is the top, we're looking for this A, B, C to just be the A. Okay, we're looking for that to just be the A. We're going to be moving ourselves up. Okay, probably back up to about 10,000. So that's a 15% move to the upside if we're able to capture that. It is still possible, guys, it is still possible that we hit 11.5. All right, if we hit 11.5, I mean, that's a 32% move to the upside. That's significant, right? I'm going to be looking to shave a lot off at 10K because I expect that's going to be significant resistance. Okay, so that's going to be the trade that I'm going to be looking for. But then ultimately after that, okay, we're talking about August, September, maybe even some of October, I'm going to be looking for us to move down into this expansionary zone down here. I think that it is very likely that this is going to, let me move this out here, because I believe that it's very possible that we move down into this lower area. And maybe it comes all the way out here. I can't see exactly where that's going to be, but we'll just assume that it's probably mid-July, taking us back down here to 74. I think that there is a high degree of probability that the September futures will end red. So that's going to be our XBT, I think it's U20. That's our September futures. Let's just take a look at this chart. So you can see where we started, and you can also, guys, make a determination where we thought that this would stop. So, we could end this coming down here red, all the way back down to about 75. I can definitely see that as being a possibility, as everybody that bought back here is going to be looking to close out of that position. So we're going to see some downward pressure, maybe some backwardation in the market. Then ultimately, when we get into October, November, December, after the September futures are closed, I think the December futures are going to be bullish. Okay, I'm not going to speculate too much on the December futures because there is really nothing on the chart. If you take a look at XBT Z20 right now, there is basically nothing there, right? So there's hardly any data that can be shown on XBT Z20. Not a whole lot there. So we're just going to have to wait and see how this goes. Right now it looks like it's going to be starting red. It already looks like we're doing support and resistance flips back here. So just being very cautious on this, although it does look like, again, that we are going to be short-term bullish. So just keeping an eye on all of that stuff. I guess, let's see here, Bitcoin against US dollar. Again, we talked about this. There is a potential, right? So this formation hasn't completed. And let me just take a moment to just talk about technical analysis and some of the faults that it has. Obviously, this hasn't finished yet. I'm saying that it looks like this is what's in the works, but it is totally unconfirmed. I see a lot of geometry that's telling us that this is probably what's going to happen, but there's nothing substantiated that's telling me that this is where it is going, right? What can I see on a lower time frame here? I see a 5-wave structure. I see a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, that's 5 waves up. And then we see a 1, 2, 3 waves down. I don't think that move is done. I think that the time that it took for us to complete this one, for the time it takes to complete this two, I don't think it's completed yet. If this formation is not right, and we are basically doing the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we're looking for a complex correction down, I'm going to be looking down here at about 92.40 to 93.20. Somewhere in this range, I will expect there to be an amount of support here, short term. And again, if this is not a broadening wedge like what I have outlined here, we're going to be looking to take ourselves up here to about 97.69. So watch what happens here. I'll tell you one thing though, the 12-hour, we talk about the 12-hour quite a bit here in my videos. The 12-hour crossed bearish back here, and it recently crossed bullish right here, and we're still net positive from that move, just for the record. Okay, this shows the importance of that 12-hour. So again, taking a short from there and closing it where this candle alerted the sell, really the buy, I should say, that netted you 3.65%. And now we're sitting here waiting for the next move, right? So we're looking for the upward move. So I'm short-term bullish because the 12-hour has pushed. Okay, so if we get below where this 12-hour confirmed, and actually I confirm this usually on an hourly time frame. I don't typically do it on any time frame lower than that. So I suppose the P&L that I had outlined here is probably a little bit different. So I'll pull this down here, and then we have the. Let me just get this right so I'm not quoting you incorrectly here. We have the buy, which actually triggered right here. So right there, if we get below 9,400, I'm probably going to be buying a little bit down there. And now this is not like anything that I would be doing for swings. These are just for scalps, right? So I've got the 12-hour, it's crossed bullish, but again, the 3-hour is crossed bearish. The 1-hour is crossed bearish. So if we do get down here into this range, I'll probably, to be quite honest, I'll probably put a little bit in there, down here, because this is a good algo target to the downside to get to the 50. If we get down to the 50, then we can look for that move up to about 98, and that's where I'll probably be getting out of that trade. Okay, taking the trade here at 92 and taking all the way up to 98, that's a 5.7%. If you're using any amount of leverage, 2x, 3x leverage, you're talking about 10 to 15%. That's not bad over the course of, a few hours, right? You take that trade any day. And if it goes beyond the 50, then you're wrong and you get out. I can see that we have a decent amount of support back here. If we pull this back, let's just take a look at this. We have support here, we have support here, then it broke down. And you can see where we broke down, we bounced up a little bit and then we broke down again. So if it penetrates that, get out on a bounce and let it just fall, right? Then we know what we're really looking for, which is down here. We're really looking for all of this confluence that's setting up back here for us. And we're really looking at the 18th, right? So we're looking 2 days from now. 2 days from now, nearing the end of the day, about 5 p.m. Eastern time. And again, the timing, don't quote me on 5 p.m. Eastern time on the 18th of June. I'm simply saying that if this does come down, it's going to come down probably to right here, and this is at about 8,700, and that's where I'm going to be looking to get heavier in long positions. Until then, it's just scalping. Until then, it's just sitting and being patient. All right, guys. We've got 16, almost 17 minutes in, so that's what I'm going to be doing for right now. I hope that this video did help you, and if it did in any way, shape, or form, like, subscribe, share. We want to see you on the Discord. If you're not on our Discord, just throw in a comment here in the YouTube chat. I'll be more than happy to get an invite code out to you. And of course, wherever you are in the world, I hope you're having a good day, a good night, a good evening, and stay happy, stay healthy, everyone.